All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down a really simple but honestly life-changing idea for getting anything done. It's just three little parts: dream big, start small, act now. Sounds simple, right? Well, the power is in how they work together. So, does this sound familiar to you? You've got this huge, amazing goal. I mean, it could be anything, right? Starting your own business, writing that novel you've always talked about, maybe even running a marathon. But it's just so big. It feels massive, and you're kind of paralyzed. You know where you want to end up, but you have no idea where to even begin. Well, that feeling, that stuck feeling, is exactly what this framework is built to shatter. Think of it like a bridge. On one side, you have your massive ambition, and on the other, you have real, actual progress. This framework is how you get across, one little step at a time. Okay, let's tackle the very first piece of this puzzle: the power of dreaming big. This isn't just fluff, this is the whole foundation. It's the why behind everything you're about to do. I love this way of thinking about it. A big dream isn't supposed to be this heavy weight on your shoulders. Not at all. It's your compass. It's your North Star. You know, without it, you're just kind of wandering around. But with it, every single thing you do, no matter how small, suddenly has a direction and a purpose. So really, that big dream is doing four crucial jobs for you. First, it gives you clear direction. You always know which way is forward. Second, it's the motivation that keeps you going on those tough days when you just want to quit. Third, it defines your purpose, the real reason you're putting in all this work. And here's the best part: it pushes you, it stretches you, and it helps you unlock potential you probably didn't even know you had. So, we have our big dream. Our compass is set. Fantastic. But a compass is pretty useless if you're just standing still, right? This brings us to part two, and honestly, this might be the most important part of all: the magic of starting small. This is where the rubber meets the road. We get so overwhelmed looking at the entire mountain we have to climb. But you don't climb a mountain in one giant leap. So if your dream is to write a novel, forget about the 300 pages. Your first step is to write one single sentence. Want to run a marathon? Don't even think about 26 miles. Just put on your running shoes. That's it. The whole idea is to make that first action so tiny, so unbelievably easy that it's impossible to fail. So how do you actually do this? It's a super simple three-step process. First, you've got to name that big dream. Be specific. Second, you figure out the absolute smallest, most microscopic first action you can take. Not the first chapter, the first sentence. And third, and you have to listen to this because this is the real secret sauce, you schedule it. Put it in your calendar, that tiny little step. Because when you do that, it's not just a vague idea anymore. It's a real commitment. Okay, we've got our direction. We've got our tiny first step. There's just one last ingredient to make this whole thing work, and that is the urgency of acting now. This is what lights the fuse. So what does it take to create momentum? A huge, heroic effort? Nope. It takes just one step. That's all. That one sentence you write, that one pair of shoes you put on, that single action breaks you out of that frozen, stuck state. It's the tiny push that gets the ball rolling. And that first step creates this amazing chain reaction. You take that one small action now. Suddenly, the next step feels a little easier. And soon, you've actually built up some real momentum. You're on a roll. And then, later, maybe sooner than you think, you look up and realize that huge, intimidating dream, well, it's not a dream anymore. It's just what you're doing. It's your reality. So when you put it all together, you realize these three ideas aren't just a list. They're a cycle, a loop that feeds itself. This is what we call the action loop. Dreaming big tells you where to go. Starting small lets you make progress. And acting now builds the momentum that gives you the confidence to dream even bigger. See how it works? Each part makes the others stronger. Which of course brings us to the most important question of all, the one for you. This isn't just some interesting idea to think about. It's something to do. So think about that big goal you have. What is the single, tiniest, most laughably easy step you can take toward it today?